Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I want to start by saying thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you for clicking on this video. In my previous video, I talked about identity shedding, and today's video will be about identity shifting. So in order to become our higher selves, we first have to shed our old identity and shift into a new identity. Now, what that means for everyone will be something different, but you do want to make sure that whoever it is that you are creating or who you have created serves your higher self. So in order to become your higher self, you do have to shift into a new identity. And remember that the universe does not give you what you want, it gives you who you are. So you will have to begin embodying who you are as your higher self right now. And I've compiled some videos to help discuss what identity shifting is and how to do it. So without further ado, let's get into the videos.
Work smarter, not harder. If you're serious and you want to see change in your life this year, you have to understand your mind can't shift into a new identity if your body is still holding on to old you. You could journal all you want, you can visualize, you can say affirmations, you can make a vision board all day if you want to. But if your body's still tense and triggered and on edge, you're not going to fully shift. I had to learn that reprogramming my mind wasn't enough. My body was still reacting. I was in survival, fight or flight. You don't just think your way into a new identity. You have to feel your way into it. This is day 5 since I shifted my simulation, and aligning my body has been one of the biggest keys so far. If you're trying to become the best version of yourself this year, follow along and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing it through my real life, because we could talk all day long. If you are not walking what you're talking and practicing what you are preaching, in other words, then it's useless. So if you need some encouragement, hit that follow button. Please don't cancel me, but what if the Bible was never meant to be taken literally, but instead a coded manual showing you how to break free from old programming to come back to your true power? The characters in the Bible, they're not just people, they're a part of you. For example, Moses, that's you when you decided to walk away from bondage. Jesus, that's you dying to the old self and rising into the real you. Satan, that's the voice of fear, ego, doubt, always trying to pull you out of alignment. God, that's the source within you, not some man in the sky. I like to look at the Bible as a mirror. It's not just about what happened. It's about what's happening in you every single day. It's trying to wake you up to the fact that heaven and hell aren't places you go. They are states that you live in. You were never separate from God in the beginning. You were just programmed to believe you were. Once you read it for yourself and see with your true eyes, you will wake up and remember who you are and come back home to your spirit. Follow me for more awakening content like this if you're ready to wake up.
Then once you start changing, even if you get into identity shifting and things like that, but when it comes to changing, you got to go through a lot, right? Because you got to shift your paradigm. Your paradigm is the multitude of habits that control your habitual behavior. You got to change your self-image, the mental image you hold of yourself. So if an individual don't got knowledge on their subconscious mind, how they self-image work, how paradigms work, it's kind of hard for them to change. A lot of people don't know how to change. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what they don't teach in school. A lot of people don't know how to change. Right now, you got some people, they know how to change, but some people, bro, they don't actually know how to change. If you ask the average person on the street or inside of the grocery store, how do you change, bro, they couldn't give you step-by-step guides on how to actually change, because you got to change your subconscious mind. If you're doing something outside of your comfort zone, you're going to encounter worry and doubt. You're going to encounter fear, and anxiety is going to be manifested on the physical plane. Your body going to be in the form of vibration, and now you can either step forward into growth or back into safety. You think people going to step forward into growth, or you think those people going to step back into safety? A lot of people step back into safety. So when you dealing with people who got bad habits and you hanging around them, your consciousness starts to merge with their consciousness. Especially if they got the dominant energy, your consciousness is merging with theirs, or better yet, theirs is merging on you. It's like a disease, it's spreading. People talk about all these diseases, but nobody talk about the metaphysical diseases that come from being around certain people when your energy is a certain way. Energy is contagious. That is contagious. You know the most powerful things in the world are the things you can't see. You know what's one of the strongest energies that's flowing through the universe? Love. Can you see love? No, it's a feeling, right? So when you hang around certain people, they got these certain energies, their energy creeps into your aura field. Just by you being around certain individuals, their aura field, their energy is leaking onto you because you in close proximity. Just because you around them. That's crazy. Just because you even see their behavior. Me, it be certain behavior, bruh, I don't even be wanting to see. Like when I see certain people not confident in themselves, or I see people who just got lack of ambition, I don't even want to see that because that's still programming your mind. You don't have a consistency problem. You have an identity problem. Say it with me. I don't have a consistency problem. I have an identity problem, right? Do you think David Goggins, who goes out and runs miles every day, every morning, has a problem with staying consistent? Or is it just his self-image? Is that just his identity? Right? The thing is, and the thing you gotta understand is, you will never outperform your self-image. The way you see yourself will always be stronger than any action you try to take. If you want to go to the gym consistently, but you don't first build the image in your mind of that version of you that you want to be, because you're always moving closer to that image in your mind. So if you don't hold that image and you don't see yourself as that individual, it's going to always be hard. It's going to always take discipline. It don't take discipline for me to come up here and make these videos or to go out and seek higher and new information, because that's my identity, right? You don't have to force when you are the individual. You trying to change the outside without changing the inside. That's like you looking inside the mirror, or that's like me looking inside this camera and wanting to change my glasses without changing them here. Don't focus on the reflection in the mirror. Focus on you. And when you focus on you, the internal, the reflection in the mirror automatically changes. Your outside world is a reflection of your internal world, right? Understand that, and you can have anything you want. Why? Because it's law, order in the court.
If you're watching this video, it's a sign that you're about to shift realities. I promise after watching this video, your life is never going to be the same. Go ahead and save this video because you're going to want to come back to it later. Now, this video is only for you if everything in your life seems to be falling apart and you absolutely do not know what to do. Have you ever spoke negativity over your life? Like, oh, I can't win for losing. Oh, I just can't get a break. And it seems like after you speak that, even more things begin to go wrong in your life. That's because you are literally creating your life as you go. Remember the Mario games that we were playing when we were kids? And you know how Mario, you never could see the screen in front of him. You never could see what was next because he ran with the screen. You have to understand that there is nothing next. You literally create what's next. You literally create what's going to be the next show, the next stage of your life, the next episode. I said all that to say this. Whatever you are going through on today, I don't care what it looks like. Understand that you created that. It's something that you felt, and it's something that you created in your fourth dimensional self. And in order to reverse it, you must not look at what's happening in your 3D. You must literally ignore your 3D and speak those things that be not as though they were. This is how you create. And let me say something powerful as well. You don't create walking around speaking affirmations all day. This is the reason why affirmations do not work for some people. Some people speak affirmations all day. I'm blessed. I'm healed. I got money. I'm rich. You're saying it, but it's not coming from your heart. You're just speaking it with your lips. If you want that thing to manifest in your life, wait until everything seems like it's falling apart to say it. Wait to that moment when you dig in your purse and you only see that there's $2 in there. That is the time. That is the energy. You know that feeling that you get, that energy and motion? Use it to work to your advantage. Transmute that energy instead of saying, oh my God, I only have $2 in my purse. That is the time you need to say, I am so happy and grateful. I have $100,000 in the bank right now. You will create the next scene, because that's when it becomes a seed that manifests. I don't care what it looks like. Ignore your 3D like the plague. Speak those things that be not as though they were, and you will manifest the thing that you desire to happen next in your life. If you enjoyed this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this right now.
So when I wanted to experience something new in my life, I put myself in a position to experience new. And I did that by changing my identity. Now, I know a lot of people talk about just
thinking like that person, but I found it fun. It's not mandatory, but I found it fun to act it out. So I dressed like her. I made decisions like her. When I went on solo dates, I acted like her until the new thoughts that I was trying to adopt became normal. And when it became normal, what happened is that my external experience really changed, because mentally I thought and I felt like her. Feelings are not needed, but the feelings came naturally after I started to think like her dominantly.
This is exactly how to use identity shifting to create quantum results. So right off the bat, you don't manifest what you want, family. You manifest who you are. Here's how to change who you're being. Number one, understand that every identity broadcasts a signature to the quantum field. Your results reflect the identity you're loyal to, even unconsciously. True quantum leaping begins with becoming the future version of yourself now. So as I said in the beginning, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. And that comes from your identity. And every identity broadcasts a signature to the quantum field. So whoever you're being now is sending out a broadcast to the quantum field and telling the quantum field what to bring to you. Because you attract who you are, not what you want. So in order to use identity shifting to create quantum results, you want to get clear on the future version of yourself and start to embody and become that individual now. This is exactly what I did 5 years ago, and now I'm here, I'm doing it. Here's how you're gonna do it. Number one, clarify the version of you who has what you want. Number two, audit your current identity for mismatch. And number three, shift actions, energy, and embodiment daily to match the new you. Make sure every day that you maintain that vibrational frequency of alignment to that identity you're trying to reach. Even through the ups and downs that you may experience, maintain that vibrational frequency so you don't confuse the quantum field. A clear and consistent signal allows for the quantum field to precisely rearrange itself for you. And this is exactly how to use identity shifting for quantum results.
You cannot identity shift properly if after the visualization, if after you building the image in your imagination, if you're not embodying this. This is called embodied imagination. For example, say you take this image in your head. Just say, for example, you want to see yourself as an individual in a suit, right? You build the image. You start to see you walking like a man in a suit, talking like a man in a suit, right? Or any clothes that you prefer, but we just using the suit for example. When you close your eyes and you see yourself in the suit, when you open your eyes, you don't need to start back looking at your clothing like, no, because this is the dead world. Your old thoughts, beliefs, and actions created this reality. We're always moving closer to the image in our mind. And then you got to think of it like this. If you lift your head up, do this right now. You watching this video, do this right now. Lift your head up. You can't even see the lower part of your body, the rest of your body. If there were no mirrors, if there was no cameras, you wouldn't even know what's going on. Which means you got to use your imagination. In your imagination, you can create anything you want. Build what you want. If you close your eyes right now, who's to say you're not at the beach? See, your mind can go places your body can't go. And when you get emotionally involved with that, you put that energy, that thought energy, you put it in motion and you create emotion. And then you send this out to the universe. And then the rest, we talking about law, right? So you still need to carry that same energy as that individual. If you see yourself with somebody with, nice fashion, certain type of shoes on, certain type of clothes, certain type of pants, carry that on. Because you can't even see you. Without a camera, without the mirror, you can't see you. You gotta start looking in your mind and stop looking in the mirror. The mirror will always be a reflection of the dead world. The imagination will always be the real world, because you're always going to move closer to that image. But the moment you start letting your imagination match the image in the mirror, you stop growing. And if you're not growing, you rotting. Because it's law, order and accords.
This is the most powerful identity shifting technique that I have ever learned. Let's just say that the identity that you are currently in right now is the identity of a person that generates $50,000 a year. But you want to shift into the identity of a person that generates $50,000 a month. Or maybe your finances are just fine and relationships is where your issues are. Right now, you're currently in a singleness identity, and you need to shift into the loving, committed relationship type of identity. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your current identity is what got you here, but it's not the identity that's going to take you to the next level, the level that feels like freedom, the level that feels like a hell yes. Your 3D mind, your logical mind, is just trying to fix its way to more money, more joy, more impact. But that's like planting flowers in poisoned soil. No matter how pretty the strategy looks, it will not grow until the foundation changes. You don't need better tactics. You need a better you. You need a new identity. Now your 4D, your subconscious mind, there is where the future you already lives. Now this is scientific. There's a you that already has everything. There's a you that lives in a 4D that closes deals effortlessly. There's a you that doesn't chase but attracts all things. There's a you that is already living with the love of your life. There is a you that is already a bad bitch. There is already a you that has everything that your heart desires. When you imprint this into your imagination, then your reality has no other option other than showing up. Your 3D is simply a mirror of your 4D. And now your 5D, that's your God frequency. That's where the game changes. That's when you begin playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And the 5D is where you get divine downloads and you make divine connections. All you have to do is focus on the dimensions that you are in, not the thing that you're manifesting. I'll say it again for those in the back that didn't hear me. All you have to do is focus on the dimensions that you are in and not the thing that you are manifesting. And as you are doing that, you're already stepping into the identity of the you that already has it. And from there, everything must flow to you effortlessly. That's law, baby. I don't know who needs to hear this, but gossiping is a trap and it's damaging to your mental health. Today, I will be focusing on not gossiping because I know this is what my new identity needs. It needs to focus on me. It's a tough habit to break and almost everyone struggles with it around the world, so don't be embarrassed. But if you really want to shift into a new identity, it is important to refrain from talking about others. Just like any bad habit, it can be broken because it's just a pattern your brain learned through repetition. You picked it up when you were young and you just kept doing it. Today, I will break the habit of gossiping with intention. Since I know that the mind works with repetition, I plan on saying this affirmation throughout the day. Save this video so you can save it whenever you get the urge to gossip. I choose to focus on positivity and kindness. I am in control of my thoughts and words, and I release the urge to gossip. Instead, I uplift and support others around me. It's so positive. Follow this video if you're ready to shift your identity. And I want you to remember, you don't have to be the person you were 5 minutes ago. All that matters is who you are becoming now. So if you're choosing to stop doing something that is mentally draining right now, that's all that matters. Just focus on that. It doesn't matter what you did 5 minutes ago on the phone. All right?
This is exactly how you're going to stop looping into unwanted realities. Let's get into it, family. Number one is to catch repetitive emotional reactions. When you continuously react this way, you are literally creating an emotional baseline for your nervous system, and that's not what we want to do. And this leads me into number two, and that's to change your emotional response, even in small ways, so you can shift timelines. You can't shift timelines if you're making the same decisions and reacting the same way emotionally. And step three is to reinforce the new reality with repeated emotional choices. Therefore, getting clear on the identity you want to shift into and embody, and making decisions around that identity. Because who you are now and the individual you want to shift into, they don't respond the same way. The point here is you don't fix the loop, you change the whole channel. And that's why getting clear on the new identity you want to embody is very vital.
This is how you know that you have shifted your identity. There used to be parts of your identity that were built around working hard, built around limitation, struggling, built around doubt and worry and fear. Those parts of you have been systematically deconstructed. So now you're being rewired, and a whole new operating system has came online for you now. So basically, you feeling this shift within yourself is you forming a whole new identity. And in a way, because you are formulating a new identity, this can somewhat feel lonely until you realize that you are not being separated from connection. You are not lonely. You are not alone. You are being prepared for connections on a deeper level. You are being prepared to live a whole new life on a deeper level. You are being prepared to receive things on a higher level than you ever have before. When I say your finances, abundant. Your wealth, abundant. Your health, abundant. Everything within your life that you have literally been creating thus far is upgrading, because you are upgrading within. So everything around you physically, outside of you, is upgrading as well. So the more you relax, the more you stay in the energy of just flow, your new identity will continue to present itself to you.
You need to be self-aware enough to realize when you're repeating your same self-sabotaging patterns. If you keep finding yourself in similar situations, feeling the same emotions, going through the same thoughts, that's not fate, that's not just how things are, it's a loop. It's a pattern and you can break it. Basically, you need to learn to reparent yourself. But even further than that, you need to learn how to recode the way you think about things, the way you feel about those thoughts, and essentially just recode your entire identity. Your identity is made up by the same thoughts and feelings you feel and think every single day. So if you find yourself in a loop, it's because you don't even control your reality anymore. You're on autopilot. You're a bot and you're just doing the same thing you always do. If you don't like the thought of not even controlling your reality because, oh crap, I'm doing the same thing that I did the last time, this is time for you to change. Granted, all situations are different. If you're lucky enough to see that you're living in a loop and you're repeating a pattern, why would you want to keep it going? When you see that you're living in the pattern, it's a sign that you're almost to the next level and do something different this time. The reason I'm recording this video is because I finally realized that I'm repeating my own pattern and I'm in a loop right now. It's like when you're playing a game and you have to master the level before the next one. This is the level. I've been stuck on this level for a few years and I didn't know why. It just felt like everything was stacking up onto me emotionally, and I wanted to mentally check out and I wanted to physically check out. I think that's what a lot of our natural instinct is to do. When we don't like something, we want to run away from it. But if you run away, again, that's what you're going to be doing your entire life. Running away, running away, running away. Instead, what I want to challenge myself and you to do is to run into it. Embrace it. There's nothing broken or wrong with you. You're just living in the outdated version of yourself. And this is the final boss of this level. When you master this, you can finally move on to the next level, which is going to be so much better than this level has been. It's time to evolve, recode, and reparent yourself, because this old identity, that's not even you anymore. And you don't even like that person. I feel so passionate about this, so I might turn this into a series. If you like what we talked about today, give me a follow and stay tuned for the next one. As always, you are the main character. Have a great day. Bye.
A picture of the next best version of yourself. How do they walk? What are their finances? What kind of job do they have? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they a millionaire? Are they confident? What kind of clothes do they wear? And then I want you to go to the park. And I want you to walk in that exact same essence and repeat those statements to yourself. So if you got $30,000 just in your checking account and $1 million in your savings account, how would you be walking? Would you have worries? Would you have fear? Would you be giving back to the community? Would you have your own house? Would you be traveling? Talk to people with confidence. Look at people in the eye when you pass them and smile. Greet them. A lot about shifting is all about being able to step into the next best version of you in the now. It's showing the universe that you're ready to shift. You're not wishing and hoping that you can be this person, but you already are. You're embodying them in energy, spirit, mind, body, and soul.
All right, everyone, that concludes the videos. I hope that these videos were helpful. And I have a tip that I'd like to share that helped me to become my higher version of myself. I'm not my highest version of myself yet, but to become a higher version of myself. Sometimes it helps to step outside of yourself and see yourself for who you really are. No one knows you better than you do. So take a moment to be with yourself, sit with yourself, and write down everything that you are right now that you know your higher self would never be. If it's procrastination, if it's holding yourself back or giving too much of yourself or gossiping or just something that doesn't serve your higher self, write all of that down on one piece of paper, and then on another piece of paper, write down everything that you know you are as your higher self. And what you do is you take steps to be your higher self. Pick something on that list and embody it every single day. You can even start with the easiest thing. If it's the way you talk, if you don't like the way you talk right now, you don't feel like you're assertive enough, or you just don't like the way you sound, or you feel like there's no confidence in the way that you speak, or that you speak too much, you give too much, you say too much, anything, the way you dress. If you feel like it will help you become your higher self, start working on that in that very moment. You pick what you can work with right now, and then you continue to grow from there. So again, I hope that this video spoke to someone and will help someone. Also, I do like a close-up of each person's name. If not, there is a little handle on each of these videos. And I do encourage you to check out all of the content creators' videos because they all have some really amazing content that will help you in becoming your higher self. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.